Hi everyone, so for patch 2.71 season 24 we have seen the inner rework, which is currently testable on the PTR. I've already shown this and I have talked about the setup. It's kind of fun revolving around mystic allies, and it's not really all that strong right now. This is due to a bit of undertuning and also because of some bugs that make it deal much less damage than it should. But I believe this is going to be sorted out eventually when the next patch comes around. In a few days you're going to have the PTR update and it will probably fix these bugs and probably buff it as well, and then probably going to end up in a quite good spot. So I'm excited for it. But if you have looked at the PTR leaderboards, there are actually some extremely high clears of this. We are here on the overall monk leaderboard, and here are 146 clears. And just as a reference, when I was pushing this, I was already pretty struggling in GR120 with my monk, with almost similar paragons, etc. And the interesting part about these setups that you can see here is they're all some kind of speed variation. They use Mantra of Conviction Annihilation, which is the one that gives you movement speed. They use Bane of the Powerful. There's no Stricken or anything. So these are all setups that are extremely speed farming oriented. They don't even use Shenlongs, for example. They use an Ethereal Weapon and Acme Fury, which is also what you run in like GR90 speeds or something. And for pushing, you would actually go with the Shenlong weapons. So I saw this pop up for the first time yesterday when there was a bit of talk about it. There was suddenly this 144 clear, I think about this guy here, in 11 minutes. So obviously for a solo player at 1100 Paragon, it seems pretty nuts with a very undertuned set. And something seemed really odd about this. So since then we have actually found out what this is all about, and it turns out there is another slight little bug that somehow makes the build 30 tiers stronger than it's supposed to be, and that looks like this. So there is a quite funny interaction where you can essentially spawn infinite amount of mystic allies, which give you first of all more mystic allies to punch stuff and to deal damage with their active abilities. But they also scale up your set bonuses. The 4-piece bonus that gives you 5% damage reduction per mystic ally is making you immortal essentially, because you go above 100% damage reduction. And also the 6-piece bonus that gives you 950% increased mystic ally damage for each mystic ally is also getting buffed by each of them. So there's a quite hilarious interaction here, and that comes from the Crudest Boots, which doubles your mystic allies. And whenever one of the mystic ally dies, it will be resummoned as 2 5 seconds later. And the thing is that if you have too many of them killed at once, you'll also just resummon 2 or sometimes 4, I don't know why. But essentially you can also reduce your total amount of mystic allies if you get them killed too fast. But if you kill 1 at a time and wait a few seconds, you'll get 2, so essentially get +1 every time. So you go into this Greater Rift and you pull like 2 or 3 monsters and you let them kill your mystic allies one by one, and then make sure that you don't kill anything else until you get this 5-second timer, and you just multiply your army with this. For Greater Rift pushing specifically, you actually have to break all your items besides the boots, because the inner set with the rework makes all your mystic allies invincible, so they actually can't die and you can't get this multiplier effect. But if you break everything, this effect is not active, and you just have the Crudest Boots and you get more and more mystic allies. Then you go to town after you have accumulated like 30 or 40 of them, and you repair everything and you're good to go. You're invincible and you're gonna blast and little bird everything. So I tried this out as well by myself, and it works just like a charm, and it's very easy to do. And in fact, it's so easy that it probably happens by accident to some people, especially when you're not playing with the inner set. For example, a Wave of Light Monk also uses those boots. They will get more and more mystic allies, and this is exactly what's happening here. So it seems to only work with the water ally really well, because they actually go around and they all transform into the active forms. I tried this with the fire ally, which is definitely the stronger push setup, and I only did like 1 attempt here, like trying this concept, and it wasn't going that well because most of them were kind of like stuck in the AFK because they had too many of them and they couldn't actually reach the target and all that. So it wasn't really working out for me. But essentially, if you do this well and you spend like 5 minutes at the start of the run multiplying your army, then you can get some insane bonuses and eventually go up to 150 like this. So of course this has to be fixed. This is a really game-breaking bug, but it is funny nonetheless. And this is the PTR, and this is exactly what the PTR is about as well. So I want to share the fun a little bit. So if you have your own monk at the PTR, maybe go try it out, have some fun with it. But don't forget to also test the build properly to actually give some more valid feedback for Blizzard, because Inners is, I believe, a quite fun build the way it works, and it could be much cooler if it gets buffed and it becomes strong and maybe even meta for a season or two. But I wanted to quickly highlight this here because I kept getting a lot of questions about what's happening, what's going on, why is it suddenly 30 tiers stronger, and this is the answer here. So have fun with it while it lasts, I guess. Hope you enjoyed my little video, and see you guys next time.